free love. I don't know about that. Nothing's free really except Cool Rock. Cool Rock is free and it's fun. Yeah, and it's in the cloud, so you can go there. Hey everybody, welcome. Sorry I'm late. I was prepping some things in the other room and time got ahead of me. Today we're going to be doing a wonderful, I guess it's a steamer day, a rice steamer day. Yeah, so we're going to be doing some steamed rice. Looks good. Get some water going here. I filter my water on all my meals, so I'm just going ahead and putting water in through my filter system. It's a reverse osmosis filter system, so I triple filter water. I put it through the zero filter on top of that, and then I even add it to my Santivia thing. Whenever I drink it, I drink alkaline with my water. If you ever see one of these at a thrift store, they're great. They've got the rocks in them, the alkaline rocks, and they break down in the water. Very slow process. It'll last me forever. Santivia. Okay, so let's move out of this mode and get into what we're doing today. Today's Technology Thursday, so I'm using the technology to its fullest. I've got a laptop in the kitchen here with a remote camera, and it's not 1080p. It's, well, it is 1080p, but it's not anything. It's not like a 4K camera or anything, right? We did make a stew recently. Yeah, it was pretty good, very tasty. I think I ate it in 3 days. Today we're doing a super sausage rice. Super sausage rice, and I think we can do this for about well, that's $3 for this kielbasa. Carrots is $1 an onion. I'm gonna say $5 for 5 people. Yeah. All right, so let me get in the chat room because that's important. Alrighty, we get in the various chat rooms here. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, well, then we'll go to Opera. You're eating a banana. Wow. Bit Lovers magazine, really? First issue? You don't have to eat pork. That's raised without antibiotics. Yeah. You can get turkey that looks very much like this. Yeah. We're going to cut that package open in a second. Okay. Tom, don't even think about insulting me ever again. You know that that's a bannable offense, right? Well, if you don't like pork, don't eat pork. It's that simple. It's not a big deal. Got some carrots, from organic carrots I picked up, and an organic onion I picked up. I got some non-GMO rice, jasmine rice I got at the clearance market a while back for $5. So the rice is worth 50 cents, I guess. I mean, the amount of rice we're cooking is less than 50 cents worth, so I still think $5 is enough. I bought these things for $1 a piece, but they're typically $3. So now, definitely look for turkey and try to avoid nitrates. Yeah, and definitely avoid MSG if you can when buying your sausage. But this is the kind of rice that's like a full meal. Okay, I have to log in here. Let me do that. Going silent. Okay, we're up and running over at iVlog too. Yes. So, and DLive can see us, but I can't see DLive chat, so I'll see that in the other room when I get this done. You know, they already have really big walls in the Gaza, Israel and Gaza, and Israel's not budging on their issue, but they're opening the door to a discussion. So this is typical. This is a repeated pattern for over 30, 40 years. It's not going to make any big headway because they're not doing anything like I'm talking about, which is the seawater pipeline or the ocean pipeline. Yeah. We don't take links here, Shadow. You think iVlog is funny, Mark? I mean, Jeff? I mean, excuse me, Rodney? You think iVlog is funny? Wow. Rodney likes to come in under Jeffrey Epstein. That's his name. That must give you a sense of power, I imagine. Is it true Hamas is going to get around the Iron Dome? No. They're not going to do any kind of attack that will penetrate the Iron Dome. Israel's on it. They have more concerns from Assyria and Turkey and Erdogan doing some saber rattling, which he does, which is not a big deal. This is one of my favorite cotton shirts. It's not exactly the right length. It's a little short here, but I went with it anyway. I get these shirts for like $2.99 normally. Yeah, they're raising their price. I may stop buying white shirts because I have enough. I have enough to last a lifetime, I think. Okay, so first order of business is to plug in the steamer. And these things are great. They have a little basket that they sit in, and then you put a little bit of oil on them when they're warm. This is clean from the previous use, and clean as in soiled, but clean. I mean, they're old pans. I'm using aluminum. I know I normally wouldn't want to do that, but you know, we have so much aluminum in our environment. I figured, why not cook with it? You know, they try to censor my cooking shows. Yeah, we have very limited access. My sub counts remain the same for 10 years here, as is the other website, which is proof that they've censored me. Same with Twitter, my sub count. And I did get my Twitter back up and running. I did post today. It turns out Twitter tells any account that's coming at it from a VPN that their account is suspended. I mean, that's absurd. Well, Jeff, I always cook with the pre-made rice that I get, but this wouldn't make the dinner, you know. I have organic brown rice I get at Trader Joe's. This is like amazing, $3.79. It's like a really good deal. 3 packages of freezer pre-cooked rice. But no, we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way, and let me get the rear flame going here too. Let me put that on level 3. You know, half of an onion and the carrots are going to go down in the pan for the rice. And right. So let's do that with the yes, I know. I don't like aluminum in anything. Yeah, I know. But cooking with aluminum that's completely covered with glaze from many cooking experiences before, I've got like a glaze on there. It's like, I don't think it's going to affect me. And meanwhile, you should be more worried about nanoworms. Okay, we'll go ahead and cut the onion. Now the smaller half of the onion, there always is, unless it's an even cut, the smaller half is going to go on the bottom of this pan with the carrots. So I'm going to go ahead and move the, I got a 38. Yeah, I'm actually ready to go to the final belt buckle on this this leather belt. Yeah, I'm at 38 now. All right, so yeah, I made a lot of progress. I cut carbos pretty much out of my diet for the most part. I just eat a little of it. Okay, so we're gonna just cut this onion kind of medium dice. Not like a big deal. And we want to get this sunflower oil going here. Safflower oil, actually. Okay, squirt that in there in your ricer. Put about a teaspoon of oil in the base. You can go for less if you want, but yeah, drop your onions on the bottom. And then we're going to take the carrots and cut those up. I get these pre shaved carrots that are organic. You can buy them too. I give you permission. Yeah, they're usually pretty good. I mean, there's a little piece on the end, but for the most part, they're ready to cut. We're just going to cube them. And I use this French knife because I put the tip down and I just kind of ride down on it. And always look at the knife when you're cutting. Otherwise, you'll cut right through your finger. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Rodney cooks for himself. He just eats out every day. He has no cooking skills except for bacon when he gets really drunk. Isn't that right, Rodney? You love bacon. Okay, throw those carrots in on the base of the rice dish. Okay, the reason why I call this a super rice is I'm going to put a lot of stuff in it. I'm going to put a little curry powder in it. All right. I put a little Italian seasoning in it. That's full of oregano and basil and thyme. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Dave, use the whole jar of curry powder. You know, I am going to use the rest of Patti LaBelle's little bottle here. Check it out, man. Patti LaBelle, no salt seasoning. Fantastic product, by the way. Thank you, Patty. She was wholesaling her stuff one year, and I picked up like 50 bottles of it. It was incredible. 10 cents a bottle. Okay, right. In fact, I'll put Patti LaBelle in there right now. You get in there, girl. Yeah, that's like curry powder too. And you know what else is good? That makes it super is curry has a thing called turmeric in it. And I have my own turmeric here, which I handcrafted from, well, I handcrafted it, let's just say. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little turmeric in there too. That's really good for you. It gives you a longer life normally. It's one of those age extension things. You can find it typically in little packets of yellow mustard. This stuff is great, by the way. When you go to, get a fast food restaurant, pick this up. This is full of turmeric in it. I had an uncle that lived to be 96. Of course, I had an uncle that lived to be 114 almost, too. But one day away from 114. Fred Hale Sr., look him up. He was the oldest living human being in North America until some woman claimed she had an earlier birth certificate, but I found out that she didn't. So I'm beginning to question the whole thing. Yeah. Fred, you may still be the oldest living American and living human in North America. Of course they sell mustard in bottles. I have many different bottles of mustard, Jeffrey. Did you see this? I picked this up from a song. Songs. Hey, check this out. Napa Valley sweet mustard. If you ever tried sweet mustard, it's really hot sweet mustard. It's good. I picked up a couple bottles of this on sale for 50% off. And I've got mustard from Pepper. Yeah, this is mustard, peppery mustard. It's so old that I could cook with it. And this is really old, and I've tried this as a glaze on chicken. It's really good. Mendocino mustard. I bought this for 25 cents. But I'm not cooking with any of that. These things make, a little bit, they're really good for glazing, I think. Glaze your meat prior to cooking it. It's really much better. But this is sausage. You don't need to glaze sausage. Sausage is ready to go. I'm going to cut a little around that. Okay. Oh, that pan is getting hot too. Okay, so we're going to cut that rest of that onion. Onion. As the Cajun guy, we used to have a Cajun chef. I forget what his name was. Floyd? No, that was the English guy that always drank. Cajun. His name was Jimmy Cajun. He did Cajun cooking. I think he still does. Or unless maybe he passed on. I don't know. But he used to call him onion. Onion. Cook with your onion. I guess that's Creole. Onion. I notice most of my movements are so precise that you're beginning to wonder if I'm human. I understand. Many people do. Okay, today we're going to do a little sausage cook. We'll use the same oil in the pan. Another teaspoon of oil in the pan. Now with pork sausage, you really have to cook it. You can buy pre-cooked sausage, but I don't recommend it. Hey, check out my wonderful cactus plant. I don't think we can even see it with all this light coming in. One of my things I want to get is an automatic louver window shade. I want buttons for these things. Yeah, the big problem with it is dropping them. Well, anyway, the ghost cactus has now got a friend, another variety. I don't know the name, but isn't this beautiful? And then check this out. This is an orchid, and it just started blooming. Isn't that amazing? That is so pretty. Sarah got that from one of her students, and I just have been raising it in the window here. Yeah, I mean Wilson. Yeah, the guy, Justin Wilson. Thank you. Onion. He's a great chef. I like watching his stuff. But like a lot of chefs, like Chef Ramsay, my God, man, pull yourself together. That guy is a little bit too salty in my mind. Same with Justin. They use just a lot of salt when they cook. It's like, you just throw it on. I haven't even added salt because the salt is in the sausage pretty much. Okay, we're going to put the onions on the pan. Got a little sizzle. And I'm going to rinse off that sausage. Now, when you get any kind of a sausage nowadays, it comes in the lining of an intestine of some animal. Like, I think they actually line the sausage into the intestine lining of the animal. I don't know what this stuff is, but I can tell you I don't like it in my meal. All right. So I devised a way of getting it off of the husk, because if you cook it like I used to cook it, it's just getting tougher, it seems. Just go out like that along the side, and go like that along the outside. Just cut a line through there, and then take it to the top, and then just start peeling back as far as it'll go, and then grab it and peel it. See that? I find this is the easiest way to de-skin the sausage. And a little bit is okay. It's not like it's edible, but I don't really like. Yeah. It just kind of ruins the whole experience when you're eating a piece of succulent sausage in a rice dish. It's like having sex with a condom on, right? It kind of takes away the pleasure of your foodgasm. I think you know what I'm talking about. At least you remember at one time you had sex a long time ago. You remember that? Yeah. Well, they say Aldous Huxley said that they will eventually get rid of the orgasm. I think that's what these nanoparticles are really designed to do. A beep, beep, you're having an orgasm, stop. You're having a foodgasm. I just throw that stuff in the compost. Let's get it on camera. All righty. See how good we can do this. There we go. There we go. Just unzip it. There's maybe a little taste wasted, I suppose, in the outside husk. If you want to make that into a broth, you could, I suppose. Cook it up in a cup of tea, and make yourself a broth. All right, this is raw pork, so it has to be cooked before we head it in the ricer. Again, if you buy a cooked sausage, you can skip this step and just put it in with the rice. But we'll get to that in just a bit. The onions are working diligently. All right. Okay. Got most of it off. Well, get it all off, right? There we go. Yeah, the other one side peeled a lot easier. I just didn't have the right grab at the top. Hello. All right, we're good. That stuff is edible anyway. Okay, so we're going to chop it up like this. Nice even slices, no more than a 1/4 inch thick. Because you want bite-sized sizes in the rice dish. Okay. Yeah, the ricer is just sitting on warm. It's not hurting anything. Okay, I'm going to wash this knife off here in my hands. Thank you very much. Makes them feel very important. Yeah, somebody's censoring my cooking show. Hey, I've watched YouTube censor me on all kinds of different levels. I can't even tell you. 10 years now. Like, wow. Okay. And today we're going to use some sweet peppers I have. I'll take a red one and a... There we go. Okay, and then we're just going to wash those off lightly. Those are not organic. You can't really find peppers anymore that are organic. I'm going to throw the sausage in on the onions. There we go. And we'll just cut up these peppers. Just slice them down the side. Okay. And then dehusk the outside of the edge here. Take that little green thing out. The rest is edible. All right. Yeah, you don't want seeds in there either. So cut the seeds out. Just a light chop. Throw that in with the sausages. Okay, turn it up to level 6 and add a little bit of water. And throw some Italian seasoning in there as well. Just a sprinkle. You can also put garlic powder in here. This is a good time to do it. And you know, Meow TV sent me all these wonderful, delicious products, which I've been using. So I might throw a splash of that in there. Now, ground ginger is possible. You could always go with ground ginger, but I'm going to not do that. It confuses the taste, I think. Here's some of that organic garlic powder I got at Walmart for $2.34. Okay, and a little bit of that Meow TV smoky barbecue. Okay, I'll throw a little of this on the rice as well. Okay. Now I say on the rice, I'm putting it at the base of the rice. So, well, I don't know. You may want to just raise your volume or wear a headset. Sounds like you're a little bit overwhelmed with so much porn. You don't even know how to listen to it. Yeah. Overstimulation. That will also lead to the end of the orgasm. Eventually, you'll be looking at all this and going, I'm not interested in any of that. Look at your D Live. What's happening over there? Are they spamming it? Really? Well, I left it open for spam. Yeah. D Live has been censoring me big time. So Chinese Communist Party, I see it as a garbage channel. It's no different than Bitwave now to me. Once I found out I was being censored over there, it's like, wow, really? Seriously? Wait, they really are afraid of somebody actually succeeding. They're desperate to stop anybody who questions the authority of the two-party system, which, by the way, is dividing our country. Is something fierce. I always wondered why was I a Democrat? And I said, well, I didn't really relate to the Republicans because they were so jarheadish, you know. They weren't cool. But then the Democrats became jarheadish too, and now they're really screwed up. They don't care about the environment. All they want to talk about is climate change, as if carbon has anything to do with climate change. It has nothing to do with carbon. Carbon has nothing to do with climate change. I complain about being censored over there, Ratso. I talked to a guy who had 634 users in his chat room that my people were sending other people to. And I went in there and I said, why do you have 634 chatters and I have 10 every night? And the guy got pissed off at me when I asked him that. It's like, and he kind of came off as like a total right-wing redneck. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to promote the right-wing rednecks because they drive a wedge between the left and the right. You see the paradigm here? This is not Vienna sausage. This is kielbasa. It's a Polish sausage. Stay on point. Hello, Mu Lee, watching from Singapore. Happy whatever. Happy birthday, Mu Lee. Mu Lee. Okay. Calling Sausage Fest, huh? 80% of American women are fat. Boy, you haven't been laid in a long time, Vinny. Man, they probably got carbuncle, like crustaceans growing on your pubic hair. You probably have little snapping crabs there working their way down. Yeah. Take a shower, man. That's the real turnoff when you get near a woman. You got to be showered when you get near a woman. You'll never, ever get laid, dude. Not smelling the way you do. Which is more costly to heat and cool? I don't heat the house. I just heat rooms. So I gave up house heating a long time ago. It was like $450 a month versus zone heating, which is $150. In fact, now it would be close to $600 a month if I ran the central heat. And we're 70 degrees right now. It's very nice. We're heading into the summer months coming up. Okay, we're almost there. We're just going to give that steam fry a good stir. We pretty much glaze the red pepper. Okay, turn it down. You just have to get it cooking lightly. Turn it off. All righty. Yeah. Now, if you're really hungry, you could put, extra gravy, chunky fish Friskies in your meal. I mean, you'd have to be starving though to cook with that. My cat eats the gravy and then licks around the soy, knowing full well that the soy is poisonous to her. So she doesn't eat the soy. See, animals are smart. They put corn that's genetically modified in front of rats. And then they put a whole bushel of heirloom corn like you get with popcorn. Popcorn, by the way, is not genetically modified, just so you know. Well, all this food, soy food based with the gravy is made from real chicken or real beef, but the soy is not really that good for her. No, I'm not going to have tomato in there because it would leach aluminum if I put an acid base in here. Good point. Vinny Velvet. Yeah. Any type of tomato base in an aluminum cooker actually will pull aluminum off the wall. I love cashews. I frequently have some cashews just on hand. Yeah, that's my go-to snack food if I really get hungry. You cook organic chicken fresh for your kitty? Wow, what a lucky cat. Good for you. My cat won't eat fresh food. Yeah. Nuts are good for you. I mean, nuts are better for you protein-wise than meat, of course, because it's less downstream from, the food chain. Nuts are pretty close to the earth, and they grow internally, meaning even if something's sprayed with something, it's still going to be okay. All right, so let's pick out the rice. What I do is go here and get my $5 bag of jasmine rice, which cooks fairly fast. Just pour it right into a very good strainer. You need a strainer. Okay, I'm just going to kind of fill the strainer up. I cook with 1.5 cups of rice, roughly. That can fill up this whole thing. And 1.5 cups of rice to 2 cups of water. I know how much it is, so I'm not going to worry about it. It's important that you rinse your rice because rice grows in an area that is got a lot of soil. It's wet soil, and it oftentimes has high arsenic levels. So I'm filtering water. My water in my community, they said had a lot of arsenic in it. That's one of the big problems. No, there's no person back here. It's some sort of a psychotic delusion you have. Or there is a ghost and we don't see it. Only you do. There's no hair cutting bowl, man. I cut my own hair with a thing called a scissors. We talked about that. All right, so this is what you do. You take part of the dinner that's cooking on the stove, kind of shuffle it in there on the bottom like that. And then take the rice and just top it off like that. And then put the rest of the dinner on top of the rice. When I say dinner, I mean the meat that's been glazed and pre-cooked to about 200 degrees, and then we take it out. And then all the juice goes in there. It's a little close to the wrong side. I'm going to turn off the flames too. There we go. You can even take the pan, whatever drippings you have, and put some water in there. But before I do that, I'm going to add a little bit of salt in my Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan's sauce for zesty recipe. This is premium sauce and marinade. I'm going to put that in there on top of the rice as a little flavoring agent. Now the sausage alone will give me a flavoring agent, but I'm going to put a little, like a tablespoon of this stuff in there. There we go. Shaka Khan, Shaka's sauce, zesty recipe. Yummy. And now I'm going to put the water right on top of that from the pan. Now that's stainless steel, so you're not getting aluminum in your dinner. All right. Then I'm going to top it off with a little bit of water. What you want to do is cover the thing right there. See it? It's right at the top. Then you turn it up to cook. Put the cover on it. And the carrots will be done at the bottom. And the onions and the peppers cook throughout. And by the time you're done, you got yourself a wonderful rice dish. Okay, now you can add a little turmeric to the top. And then what I recommend is pepper. Now that's what makes this a super rice dish, because studies have been done with pepper. If you add pepper and turmeric together, and I'm going to put pepper on the top like that. And then I'm going to take this and go like this with it. Just kind of stab the rice with a spatula of some sort, and then make sure everything's covered and the rice is down below. I'm going to take it just a little bit higher. There we go. And cover it, and steam comes out of there, so it will be done in about 45 minutes. So I'll be coming in here during the show, and I'll just turn it off, and I'll flip it over into a glass container, and I'll serve it. All right. Right on, man. Hey, watch your mouth. I'm coming in there. I'm going to ban you if you keep it up. The studies all take place in the New England Journal of Medicine, the Harvard Medical Review, and 3 or 4 other major scientific review magazines. Specifically speaking, if you want to find out things, go to the Flipboard. That's where I store all my data. We receive endless amounts of true factual information that would not even be seen in the mainstream media. And it's only through the sheer force of this input. This is perhaps the most organic show that's ever been formed on the internet, or anywhere in the world, actually. People used to say, Dave, why are you repeating yourself all the time? Why? Because the format requires that I bring in new links every night and do a lot of things that add to a massive library. So Jeff, if you want to open up your mind, just take a trip through the Flipboard magazines linked at coolrock.com, and you will see an amazing amount of information you'd never see elsewhere. Seriously. I'm going to do a little upkeep. This is about a 30-year-old steamer, so I want to clean off the outside a little bit. Okay, so I'll pull it away from the wall a little bit. Make sure the steam doesn't go up into the cabinet, so I'll put it right in the middle here. I'll rinse off the knives again. See, Chef Ramsay never cleans up after himself. He has a sous chef do it. And, you know, frankly, anybody can throw a lot of salt at something and say, oh, yeah, you're one hell of a cook. Dude, my God, man, you're cooking with so much salt, you'll have a heart attack. Piss off. It's Super Sausage Rice, everybody, and thanks for watching. I'm going to go into the other room now. Frown lines are more prominent in the sun, I know. Well, we're going to go into the room that takes 10 years off my face, so let's do that. All right, thank you for being here. I'll be right back, folks. This is the end of this session. It'll be uploaded to YouTube in about 25 minutes. Yeah, yowza, yowza, yowza. Take care, everybody.